Hi guys, it's been a while. A lot of things came up that was very overwhelming. Those of you guys that know me through Instagram, you know what's up. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I'm trying my best to do what I can during these times. In this video, we are going to be going over some questions that people asked. Dwayne O'Neill is a Patreon. He wanted to learn about becoming a middleman to send cards in for other people. It's harder than it seems. People think, oh, you can just open a membership with PSA and then start accepting cards in to get graded, but it's a lot more complicated than that. I started middlemaning for people over 5 years ago. It was rough. I was able to get to where I am because I started volunteering hours every single day on Facebook groups until I became a moderator 1 year in. And when I became a moderator, I would, moderate the group, and then I would apply to be a moderator on other groups. One thing led to another. I became a moderator / admin to over 5 groups. Year 3, I moved over to Instagram where I started doing the same thing. I started accepting cards for grading, but it was very, very slow. But this is when it picks up. When you have your successful submissions come back, people give you shout outs and you can get a lot of publicity that way. If you give people maybe like 5% off their next submission, if they give you a shout out, that quickly adds up. You're not in it to make money at this point. You're in it to get your name out there. A lot of people think, oh, you grade cards for PSA, you make bank. No, PSA is what I use to advertise myself, advertise my brand. I would work towards being a middleman if you want to advertise your brand. If you want to make money, if you need the money, I wouldn't recommend it. I put it this way. Being a middleman for PSA, it's like Costco. You know the rotisserie, the delicious, cheap rotisserie chicken of Costco? Costco doesn't make money off of the chicken. It is around $5 to $6. Well, let me tell you why it's so cheap. Look at the location of the Costco chicken. It is all the way in the back. And there is a reason why they put it all the way in the back. They want customers to go through their mazes, all those products to get that chicken. You're not going to go to Costco to buy that one chicken. It rarely happens. You go to Costco, you spend like $200, and you buy that chicken. That's the same business plan that I had with PSA. I'm like, I should make PSA the rotisserie chicken of my brand. So my grading fees were very cheap to get people in the door. They went all the way to the back, and when they were going to the back, they were purchasing card supplies, they were purchasing cards from me, they were hiring me to be a consultant, they were doing trades through me, they were storing items at my place. I have a storage unit that I help international people store stuff. So they were storing stuff at my place while their cards are being graded, and I charged them rent. There was a lot of ways I could make money from the people coming into the door to get cards graded. So that's where my income comes from. Not from PSA. The money made goes towards, I guess, my business, but the main income was other services that I provided. So if you're doing PSA by itself, it's going to be really hard to make money. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. After this, we are going to go over some questions from my Discord. If you guys are Patreons and you have questions, please message me on Patreon and not Instagram if you want to get featured, because Instagram, your messages will get lost. No matter how hard I try to keep up with things, it's just gonna get lost. So messaging me on Patreon, I can just read it from there. What you can also do, Wayne, if you want to get into Pokemon products and you have an Amazon business account like you said, you can design acrylic cases, design card sleeves, design card holders, design something, and then sell it through Amazon. That's another way to make money. A lot of people in the TCG hobby, they want to showcase their cards. They want binders, sleeves, a whole bunch of good stuff that you can design. So if you're a designer, you can do that. Let's answer questions from my Discord. Jackmastercheng, who's also a Patreon of mine. Should we buy the new Jumble card 25th anniversary set from eBay or wait for the retail version to be in stock? Best Buy's released them and they've already sold out. I don't know if I could ever get my hands on them. Well, Jackmastercheng, good question. I think for those lower priced items, buy it through eBay. Pay the extra $5, maybe $10 to get it shipped to you. The $10, you save on gas, you save on time, and it's guaranteed. Whereas if you drive all over the place checking, you're going to spend gas and time, and you have to eat too. You're going to spend calories. So I think sets that recently released and it's just $10 more, just get it. Get it off of eBay. You save on the headache. You can also look for sellers on eBay who have multiple copies, so you can buy a lot of them for cheaper because you save on shipping. There's a lot of Pokemon scalpers out there. Take advantage of that. Some people, they buy stuff and they just want to make a few dollars. Even though a few dollars isn't a lot for us, it's a lot to them. You gotta think in their shoes. They just go out, buy whatever Pokemon products there is, and then they just want to flip it for a few dollars. Just pay the few dollars, support them, and then make them go away. And then you have basically someone hunting these products down for you for cheap. So I'd say buy it off of eBay. Garrett Fung asks, how do you predict which card is going to increase and decrease in value over time? There's rules I go by. How it's released, the artwork, and how much demand there is, how much hype there is from the beginning. So let's say the card I hyped up on Patreon was a Shiny Star V Charizard. Okay, this card was $130. It didn't fit in all the categories. It is a unique card, cool artwork, black Charizard. So for me, this would go up in price slowly. But if you look at a card like Kanazawa Pikachu, actually I have it here. It's a unique release, right? Check. It's a unique artwork. Check. It's a sought after. Check. It's a Pikachu. So it fits all three categories. The regular Pokemon Center version was released for around $20. That went up like $10 every week or so until it hit like $100 in a month. It went up really quick because it hit all those categories. This is a more rare version. It's the reverse holo that you can find from the Pokemon Center box. Of course, the even rarer version is going to go up quicker in price. I don't know how much this is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like $300 at this point. I knew it was $300 for the packet, but if you grade the Pikachu and it gets a really high grade, that one has a 10 on the surface, it could probably pay for the whole pack. So that's how you predict which cards are going to increase, decrease in value, how it's released, artwork, how much demand there is from the get-go. This didn't fit all categories, so it didn't go up that much. It fit some, but it still went up, right? This is a $160 card, raw. And then 9.5 is probably $300. So yeah, use proper judgment to decide. And then after you gain more experience, you can see it more clearly. Scysius asks, should we grade the Jumble cards from the 25th anniversary set? Grading Jumble cards is pretty expensive right now. Let's take a look at the PSA website. So according to the PSA website, it is $50 plus insurance, shipping, and any handling on top of that. In the market, the Jumble card isn't very sought after. Sure, there's jumbo card collectors, but it's not common. If you are grading jumbo cards to sell, I would think twice. There's definitely better options, but if you're grading it for your collection, always, sure, why not? Plus, you gotta think about how long you're going to wait for a 25th anniversary set to go up. Would you spend the $50 plus now, wait for 8 months for it to come back, and then maybe sell it for a little bit more, you know, over $50? Are you going to make that profit? I feel like that's something that would sell like 3 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later, maybe 30th anniversary, it'll go up in price. So I wouldn't grade them to sell. They do have jumbo binders now, so maybe you can just store them until there's a discount and then send them in. Not to mention, the reason why I deal with raw trading cards, because it's very cheap to ship. Even PSA cards, very cheap to ship. Maybe $5 total, like the gas, the packet, and the label and everything, like $5. Let's just say $5. That's cheap, easy to pack. But a jumbo card, very thick, very big, you're going to pay probably $7 to get it shipped. I mean, that's still cheap, but imagine selling multiple. That's going to add up. So shipping methods is something to think about too. McGowan 14 asks, not every 20-year-old card is gradable and collectible. What are your processes for dividing an older collection for grading, preservation, collecting, or selling? Good question. So let's just say you found a childhood collection and it's a nice thick binder that you got for a good price. James asked something similar to this, so it'll help him too. You divide it by condition. You have the mint hollows, and then you have the light plate stuff. For the light plate stuff, I would sell it right away. Light plate to played, like non-hollows, I would sell it right away just to get that money back. Holding on to stuff like that, it's not going to go up that much in price. It's better if you just get the money and then reinvest it into hollows, something that will go up quicker. You get all the hollows, and you make sure they are in near mint condition. Remove all the ones with creases or dents. Make sure with the 3-ring binder, make sure they don't have dents, because binder dents are very common. And then with the hollows, you can look at eBay sold listings, find the value, and then calculate it. Is it worth sending in your cards to PSA at the current price? $20 a card for bulk. Is it worth waiting 8 months? You gotta ask yourself that. I can only answer so much. So do the math, calculate, and then that will give you your answer, whether or not to send it to PSA. You can also send it to CGC. I always say CGC is the best bang for your buck. For Beckett, I will only send in stuff that is black label worthy. You can also, if you want, for collecting, just pick out all the cards you want for your binder. You don't have to sell those. What you can also do is put it on a list and sleep on it. You can have, like what I usually do is have 3 sections on my table. Keep, grade, sell. And I divide my collection up and think on it overnight and see if I can make adjustments. I always want to put a lot into the sell pile, but most of it just goes into keep. So you gotta think on it and go over it over and over. No rush. The best time to sell is when you don't need to sell. So take your time. So Hyro asked me this question that I needed my browser for. I just found this card in my dad's basement after losing it 45 years ago. Does it look mint? Is it gradable? How much is it worth? You're gonna see a lot of these on Facebook. Look at that. Beautiful, right? You can obviously tell it's mint. I'm just kidding. I highly recommend getting a better camera. Upgrade from your potato high roll, floss of a phone, and invest in a better camera so you can save time and get the best bang for your buck when taking pictures of cards. For conditioning, go to PSA's website. You go PSA card condition guideline. The grading standards, and it'll tell you their definitions of these grades. Right, so you can see for yourself. Don't trust people, trust yourself. Although I don't know about you in that case. I don't know if I would trust myself if I were you. I'm just kidding. Hyro's cool. And then we told Hyro to take high definition reflective pictures. And Hyro was like, is this better? Don't take pictures in the dark. Always have a light. Take pictures in light. But don't use flash like this. Yeah, very, very helpful. And when you take a picture of the back, Hyro will probably put it on a white sheet of paper. Don't do that. Put it on a black surface so you can see the edge wear. And take pictures of different angles. People need to invest a little bit of time to get higher return. Don't just take one picture of the front, one picture of the back. Take multiple pictures. I take over 3 of each plus. Help people help you. So invest a few seconds and you'll get a lot more back. For the next question, fluorescent_DC asks, is it still worth trying to submit cards to PSA now, or should we wait to get them graded from another company? I'd say I would get them graded with CGC if you want to send your cards in to sell. If you want it for your collection, you could send it to PSA. But I always say CGC is the best bang for your buck now. But I would still send to PSA if I want it for my collection. You just have to wait over 9 months at this point. And I made a video previously that I can link in the description for you. So we can get that answered for you. And that's it for questions. I am here to help you guys. I'm dealing with something right now, so I will try my best. If you have any questions, please message me on Patreon. That's going to help me be better organized. If you have any suggestions, message me there too. Okay, thank you guys so much. If you want to support me, hit the subscribe button. If you want one-on-one help, hit the Patreon button. And if you want to see cool cards, follow me on Instagram. I'm like pointing everywhere, but nothing's gonna appear because I don't know how to edit videos yet. Yeah, thank you so much.